Hey guys, it's Robbie Payne again, here to do a full review of the HP Chromebook 14. For those of you who did watch the unboxing, kind of gave a quick overview of specs, processor, ports, and all that kind of stuff. We'll do that again here really quickly and go through those things in case you missed that video. And I gave a few of my initial impressions, and so this is after using the device for a few days. And actually using it for work purposes. So really kind of putting it through its paces. This device I've actually installed Linux on it, so we can switch over environments pretty quickly. So right there is a Unity desktop, Ubuntu. And so for a couple of things that I need on a Chromebook, that's a necessary evil for me. I need a good SVG editor, for instance, so Inkscape works on there, and then I need a good FTP client, so FileZilla. Those two are really the only thing I switch over into Linux for. So I'm hoping eventually as Chrome OS picks up steam, I would say Inkscape will probably make a build for Chrome OS, and FileZilla will as well. At that point, really, for the most part, I'll be able to almost cut ties with a PC completely, which would be exciting. And I can on this as well. I hate to have to rely on another operating system on here. I really kind of am rooting for Chrome OS in that specific way of saying, hey, this is a one-stop shop. You can, if you work hard enough, you can replace everything you do on a traditional PC. That's just kind of my thing with these. But anyway, we're going to talk kind of through the exterior parts first, and then we'll talk about the hardware and the interior parts. And you'll see kind of that same thing with the HP Chromebook 11. That video, I'll pop a link up on it as well. Here as I'm talking, you should see that pop up, and you can jump over and check that guy out as well. Overall, the impressions I had when I opened the box and just got a hold of the device the first time, a lot of that stuff has held up. The machine has done really well, and so we'll just kind of start from the top down here. You've got the soft touch exterior parts, and so this one is the Ocean Turquoise, I believe it's dubbed, and you have Coral Peach and Snow White. My hope was to be able to return this within 14 days to Walmart, or 15 days that they give you. My hope was to be able to return it and turn around and buy the white one when they got it in stock. The more I look, the more out of stock it seems Walmart is, and so these guys are kind of going quickly. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that HP is going to get some more stock, especially to Walmart.com. So I was just going to bite the bullet and go ahead and take this back and order the white one. We'll see. Those plans may be completely ruined at this point. And I will say that the color of this guy is kind of growing on me a little bit. It's not very green at all, even if you get it out in sunlight. It's got a slight green hue to it. Some people have commented that they feel it's a little feminine. I probably do feel that way a little bit, but I'm kind of getting over it. So yeah, everybody, each his own. I know some people have commented on the white one and said they just love the way it looks in person, and I feel like I would probably be in that boat. So if I can get my hands on a white one, I'm going to try to. If you happen to have a white one and you can't find a blue one and you'd like to trade, maybe we can work something out. Contact me on here. Maybe we can make something happen. Anyway, the design is great. It is heavy at 4 pounds. It really definitely feels like a laptop. It's not the type of device that I reach for when I'm sitting on the couch. I'm going to go for my tablet for that. The Chromebook 11 kind of has more of a tablet-y type feel. It's light, easy. You know, it just feels like something you pick up and flip open. This one just feels a little bit more substantial. For what I'm using a Chromebook for a lot of work type things, it's honestly better, because when I'm sitting at a table in a coffee shop somewhere, having that 14-inch display, having a full-size keyboard with, plenty of space around for my palms to rest and all that kind of stuff, it does make for a better work experience. And so I'm not attempting to make it something it's not. But if this is just going to be the tote around the living room thing for you, maybe it'd be worth waiting on the Acer C720, which is going to be basically the same internals as this guy, but in a smaller, lighter form factor. It's yet to be seen. I've reached out to Acer to see if there's any possibility of me getting a review unit, because there is nothing online about that device. And there's a lot of people that want to see some hands-on stuff with it. And so I'm trying to get that. the more you guys watch these videos, the more chance that Acer will get that to me. But we'll see. Anyway, we're going to take a walk around the ports real quick. For those of you who didn't see the first video, you've got some USB ports 3.0 over here on the side. You've got the combo headphone microphone jack. You've got Kensington lock. You've got speaker ports down here, which talked about in the HP 11 is kind of a neat thing with it, having the speakers coming up out of the keyboard, which is pretty awesome. But these are loud speakers. We'll hear it in a side-by-side thing later, but they put out volume. There's pretty much no difference in it and the HP 11 as far as volume goes. So they do the job. There's no problem with that. You got your vents here for the fans. And I've had a few questions on Google Plus as well, asking if you can hear the fans. And you can if you get your ear right up next to the machine. In normal use, I've yet to hear them. The other night I was working on it and it was completely silent in the house, and I heard the faintest whir, and I got down close and heard that it was definitely the fans. So in normal use case, no, you're never going to hear the fans. And it's finished with that same kind of soft touch. There's actually a texture to it down here on the bottom piece. Trying to think what that would be called. It's a slight dimply kind of feel. You know, screws, bumpers, all that kind of stuff. On the other side over here, we've got the full-size SD card slot, power. I had another question about that. The power jack looks very similar to other HPs I've owned. I don't think it's anything unique. So you got a brick that basically goes on the floor, an extension that goes to the wall from there, and then an extension that goes to the computer itself. But it's pretty normal size. You got your SIM card slot. Another question I was asked online, you know, did I have to fill out any paperwork for T-Mobile or anything like that? No, there was nothing to do. I bought it, walked out the door. The first time you get away from Wi-Fi, open it up. It attempts to connect to T-Mobile. You open a browser window, attempt to navigate somewhere, and it will prompt you to activate the T-Mobile broadband. I used it actually almost a whole working day the other day because I figured, hey, what the heck, you know, I use hotspot on my phone all the time. So if I use this all up today, it's not a big deal. Worked from it, had HSPA Plus, didn't have LTE. They're in the process of rolling that out here. And it hummed right along. I did some speed tests and it was getting 13, 14 megs down. So it was obviously plenty workable, and made a joke out of Panera Bread's Wi-Fi. So I was up and running when some of my colleagues that were working next to me, the Panera Bread Wi-Fi had crapped out on them. And so it was definitely very useful at that point in time had I not had a hotspot. Again, I think this one over here is just USB 2.0. And as you've heard me talk about in other videos, I don't get too bent out of shape about USB 3.0, 2.0, because with a Chromebook, I'm not transferring a bunch of movies and stuff to it. So it doesn't seem like it's that huge of a deal. So we'll open it up. You notice I had to hold down over here. That's something I wish that the laptop makers could figure out, especially one as substantially heavy as this one. You've got a pretty heavy base. It seems like they could make it to where I could just lift the lid up. I know that's probably a small thing and it probably doesn't matter that much, but it's a neat feature whenever a laptop can open that way. It just, I don't know, it portrays a particular quality about the build that you don't see in a lot of Windows 8 laptops especially. There's only one I can actually think of off the top of my head that would do that. So you can tell pretty quickly, we'll just kind of start moving down. The camera is a HD camera. It does do a better job than the 480p camera on the HP 11. This one is 720p. It does look a little better. Does a little better in darker situations. And then you have a dual array microphone too. So video chatting should be no problem there. Moving on to the screen. The screen is, you know, it's a TN panel. That's pretty much all you can say about it. Well, I know a lot of people are concerned about pixelization on the 14-inch display with a 1366 by 768 resolution. The truth is, if you get up close, yeah, I mean, it's pixely. It just is, just the way it is. But when you're normally viewing a screen this size, you're not right up on it. You're usually back away from it. Like where I'm sitting right now, I obviously don't see pixelization, and it looks pretty good. The left and right viewing angles on it, aren't amazing, but they're not bad. Up and down, though, you get some polarization pretty quickly. But like I said, it's a TN panel. That's just kind of comes with the territory. It gets the job done, and it's fine as long as you're not viewing it next to an IPS panel. And if you're doing work that requires really accurate color reproduction, this is probably not the device for you. For me, if I need a reference panel, I've got a Nexus 7. It's got a very accurate IPS display on it, so those types of things help. So if screen is what it's all about for you, again, Chromebooks may not even be what you need to be using because you're probably into photography or video. So take that with a grain of salt. Think about that. Again, on the inside here, we've got matte finish around here, which is nice because you handle this area all the time, so it's not picking up any fingerprints. Pretty much this thing doesn't pick up fingerprints anywhere. This is all matte finish. You get a little bit of fingerprints here, but not much at all. I haven't really had to wipe much of anything off this guy yet. And have not removed my stickers yet because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to return it yet or not. I have heard that Intel stickers are specifically hairy to get off. A lot of alcohol and gooby gone and all that kind of stuff. So unfortunately, I'm not a fan of all the stickers. I understand. It's just the way it is. Moving on, the Keyboard Spacious. Great travel, great keyboard, quiet, works well. I can type super fast on it. This seems to be a trend in Chromebooks now. There hasn't been a Chromebook out with a poor keyboard on it in a while. I had the Acer C710, and the particular one I had, the keyboard was a little mushy. And I wasn't a big fan of it, but every other keyboard I've tried, even some of the older ones, they've always had great keyboards. Trackpads, though, another story. A lot of Chromebooks I've tried, the trackpads have been really flaky. As far as picking up. This is hands down best trackpad I've had on a Chromebook. No comparison. Really smooth, really responsive. You'll hear the click very quiet. So it's not clacking a bunch like the Samsung one does. Keyboard is also pretty quiet, so you're not making a lot of noise if you work out in coffee shops or in public areas a lot. You're not making a lot of noise for the people around you. And like I said, a lot of room here to rest your hands. It's not as smooth on the edges for your wrists specifically as the Chromebook 11 is, but very serviceable, nice wide area for your hands to sit as you're typing and stuff. So it's a great workstation, a great thing to sit in front of and work on. So hardware-wise, really good, really good. As a matter of fact, everything on it is fantastic apart from the display. The display is mediocre. It gets by, and I've used it and the HP 11 outside, and they both do okay outdoors. Passable. You can work on it, but it's not the best thing in the world. Battery life on this guy pretty much as advertised. The Haswell processor is doing its work. I put it through its paces the other day, and it was still running that HSPA Plus pretty much most of the day, and was on track. I didn't work that full amount with the laptop open, but was easily on track to be able to pull 8 hours of activity out of it. And so that's not standby. That's 8 hours of actually working on it. So really impressed with the battery. Don't have to worry about cranking the screen brightness up and stuff. You just do whatever you want to do on it, and it just hums right along. Now, I'm going to show a couple games here just to show you some of the processing power of this guy. So cut the rope. We're going to open up. Let you hear the speakers. So it's plenty loud. And we see no real performance issues with this guy. Not a fan of cut the rope with a mouse. It just doesn't even make sense to me. But runs nice and smooth, no problem. And you saw if you watched the Chromebook 11 review that it gave me an error message saying it couldn't even run that game very well. Another one I'm going to run for you, just kind of let you watch it for a second. Is a game that somebody turned me on to in Google Plus called Murder Files. Now this won't run on an ARM processor, unfortunately. It gets to this point, gives you an error message up here, and it won't work. So we're going to put this guy in full screen and let it takes a minute to load up, and you will see why here in just a second. So hopefully you can kind of see this. It's actually just going to pan around here for a second. This is just the opening sequence thing it does. But the whole game looks like this. You know, this is actually being rendered. This isn't a video. And so you have a really nice 3D environment, all rendering, all running on a Chromebook. Looks great. Frame rate high. I mean, this thing's got to be running. It looks like 60 frames per second to me. No drag, no lag, no drop in frames. It just looks great. And this is a fun game, it seems like, to boot. It should be like featured on the Play Store. It's a really interesting take on a murder mystery kind of game. Multiple levels, multiple scenarios, all that kind of stuff. And it's fun. Really interesting game. And you can see just runs with no problem whatsoever on here. And so I would assume that's probably as hefty as a game is going to get on a Chromebook natively, without running in like Unity web player or something, which I hope eventually they make for Chrome OS. Would be awesome. So you could play first-person shooters in Facebook and stuff like that. Can't do that just yet. And so you can kind of see it really doesn't struggle at anything that Chrome can throw at it. I'm going to open up a YouTube window. We'll throw a Google Plus. Oops, we'll throw Google Plus in there too, because it struggles. And if anybody's ever on an ARM Chromebook attempted to open up Twitter, you will know how horrible it is. And so I'm going to duplicate this YouTube tab a couple times. And again, I'm going to run a video that is mine, so that I don't get in any trouble. So why don't we duplicate that one instead? Duplicate. 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 I'm going to turn this down, so it's probably going to get weird. But you can see, and for those of you who don't know, 3 fingers you can swipe between tabs. So we've got this guy running in 4 windows. We've got Twitter, which runs terribly on Chromebooks in general, running nice and smooth. We got Google Plus, which runs generally terrible on Chromebooks, running nice and smooth. And so you got that and 4 simultaneous videos going that are running in full 720. Able to move those around, minimize the window, and you're not even seeing frame rate drops. There's a little frame rate there, just a bit. But as you can tell, the thing cooks along. It does really, really well. And so I've been really pleased software-wise, performance-wise. The only thing I can knock on this is the screen and then the color options. I do wish HP would have put out, as there's a lot of people that feel that the blue is a bit feminine. I wish they would have put out, you know, the green-blue kind of deal, the coral peach, and then maybe a black and a white, or dark gray and a white, or something like that. I know those are boring colors, and I get that. But there's a lot of people that don't like a lot of flashy color in a laptop too. So I think it would have been nice to have an option. So I wish white wasn't the only neutral color to get a hold of. I think they're going to have probably stock issues with that at first if this Chromebook becomes as popular as I expect it to. But overall, I must say, hardware, great. Battery life, great. Keyboard, trackpad, awesome. Camera, very passable. Performance, great. No issues whatsoever. Connectivity, great. Haven't had any Wi-Fi issues, no drops. It's just been a great experience with this device out of the box. Working with it full time has been great. I will say, if you're one of those that's going to put Linux on it, keep in mind there's a couple tweaks you will have to do. You can reach out to me on Google Plus, and I'd be more than happy to point you to where I found the fixes. But the trackpad is a little wonky, and it doesn't matter what interface, Unity or XFCE, either one of those. The trackpad was a little weird. It only worked if you put your finger down on it like this. Like the tips of your finger wouldn't work. It only worked flat. But there are fixes. It works. It's fine. The mouse was disappearing, which is kind of weird. And so, anyway, it's a great device. Highly recommended. So far, of the Chromebooks I've messed with, and that's pretty much all of them, it's the best experience. I haven't touched a Pixel. I wish that I had. But I don't know where to go to mess with one, and I don't have $1,400 to buy one. So I wish that I had a Pixel. to compare it to, but I don't. For me, this is absolutely without doubt the best Chromebook experience I've had. I'm very pleased with it, very happy with it, and cannot wait to see where Chrome OS is going to go in the next year. Because this particular generation, I think, is going to be monumental in kind of shifting awareness of Chrome OS, and I think we're just going to see more and more hardware that just takes better design cues and pushes hardware internally a little bit better. But really, for what it's doing, what's in here is plenty. So now they can really start focusing on just kind of the external stuff like the HP Chromebook 11 has. If we could really mush these two guys together and crank out like a 12-inch Chromebook with all the awesomeness of both of them, that would be the device to have in my mind. But for now, right now, this guy gets my vote for absolute best Chromebook experience your money can buy you right now. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out some of the other videos, and I will have a side-by-side comparison video upcoming between this and the HP Chromebook 11. So stay tuned. Again, thanks for watching. See you later.